Welcome to KSG News, where you get all the latest updates from across the globe for your exam preparations. We begin with GS Paper 3. This is in relation to defense technology. 4 Helena anti-tank missiles were launched from Advanced Light Helicopter, Dhruv helicopter, in the Rajasthan sector on the 19th of February 2021. The Helena anti-tank missiles were test-fired during the joint user trials by the Indian Army and Indian Air Force. Talking about the features of Helena missile, the Helena is a third generation stain and forget anti-tank missile system or ATGM system, which is installed on a modern light helicopter or an ALH. It is capable of reaching its target of over 7 kilometers. It can destroy warhead tanks with conventional weapons as well as explosive reactive weapons. The Helena missile can hit the target in both direct hit mode as well as top attack mode. The Nag generation missile was named Helena because it was fired by helicopter. DRDO scientists claim that the missile is capable of accurately attacking its targets in all weather, day or night. Dhruvastra, a variant of the Helena weapon system, has been inducted into the Indian Air Force. Previously, imaging infrared seeker systems were successfully tested in anti-tank guided missiles Nag, Helena and MPA-TGM. Nag missile is now compared with the wire-guided HJ-8 or Hongjian-8 system of the People's Liberation Army or the PLA of China and the Bark laser-guided missile developed by Pakistan. Shifting focus to GS Paper 2, this relates to international affairs. Hyderabad city has received another feather in its cap by being chosen as one among the tree cities of the world by the Arbor Day Foundation jointly with the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations Organization. Hyderabad is the only city in the country to have been selected for this recognition in response to its commitment to growing and maintaining urban forestry. Now, what is the significance of this and what is this all about? The recognition stands Hyderabad alongside 120 cities from 23 countries, including developed nations such as USA, UK, Canada, Australia, and others. The Municipal Administration and Urban Development Department had applied for this recognition based on an online submission on 31st of January this year, citing the state's government's Harita Haram program and its initiative for the urban forest parks. The city was evaluated based on the 5 standards which have been spelled out by the foundation as established responsibility, set the rules, know what you have, allocate the resources, and celebrate the achievements. Hyderabad city is demonstrating leadership in management of its urban trees and is serving as part of the solution to many of the global issues we face today. This recognition is a testament to its sustained and institutional efforts to plant, nurture, and celebrate trees, development of urban and peri-urban forestry actions, projects, and strategic planning, and commitment to building a healthy city now and for the future. Shifting focus to GS Paper 3, this is in connection with science and technology. The Aviation Ministry and Civil Aviation Directorate have given conditional approval to the Agricultural Ministry for flying drones for the real-time crop yield assessment under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. The exemption for flying drones will be valid for 1 year from the date of issue of permission letter. Initially, drones can be used over agricultural areas of 100 districts of 10 states where Gram Panchayat level yield estimation will be required to calculate insurance claims. Now, what is this all about and what is the importance of all of this? This will help in getting real-time estimates of crop yields accurately from villages, which speeds up insurance claims. This will be a better alternative to the age-old method of crop cutting experiments used to assess crop losses. Under CCE, the allocation and the selection of fields for conducting CCE is based on the information of crop of previous years due to non-availability of current year information at the time of survey. As a result, precision of estimate is affected. The remote sensing technology and unmanned aerial surveys will help forecast the exact amount of crop yield for a particular crop in the given agroclimatic zone. The official mentioned that the drone-based images are one of the important inputs in the models for crop yield estimation and validation. Crop damage valuations have traditionally been difficult to make as it is carried out manually after an insurable event such as floods, drought, or pest infestation. As per the conditions, the Agriculture Ministry will have to obtain necessary clearances from local administration, Defence Ministry, Home Ministry, Indian Air Force, and Airport Authority of India before operating the drone. The drone cannot be flown during the night. It cannot be operated in the vicinity of airport. If required to operate near the airport, the Agriculture Ministry will have to take prior approval from Airports Authority of India. Moving on to GS Paper 3, this relates to space technology. ISRO has embarked on a mission to take startups in the space sector to a higher orbit with a string of initiatives to help them realize their business potential. It is keen on formulating an exclusive space startup program, space entrepreneurship and enterprise development. Secretary in the Department of Space and Chairman of the Indian Space Research Organisation or ISRO, K. Sivan said that ISRO is keen on formulating an exclusive space startup program called Space Entrepreneurship and Enterprise Development. SEED or Space Entrepreneurship and Enterprise Development is conceived as a competitive early stage encouragement program to startups and MSMEs keen on developing products or services in focus areas of interest to ISRO, with the space agency helping them to use its facilities. With recent reforms opening up doors for enhanced private sector participation in the space sector, ISRO is thrilled to receive several proposals from industries and startups. Sivan also said that these proposals reflect the true ambitions of young, innovative minds looking to make a mark in the space domain, as he described the startups as new age industry partners of this space agency. The Bengaluru headquartered ISRO under the Department of Space has set up 3 space technology incubation centers at the National Institute of Technology in Tiruchirappalli, Jalandhar and Agartala. 3 more are in progress. Department of Space has also collaborated with Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog to launch 3 challenges in space domain, a RISE program as a part of Atmanirbhar Atal New India Challenges for promotion of applied research and innovation in small enterprises. Under this initiative, 28 proposals have been received from 24 private entities and are under evaluation. Earlier this month, DOS or the Department of Space entered into a non-disclosure agreement with Skyroot Aerospace Private Limited, a private company based in Hyderabad, building small satellite launch vehicles. The Anand remote sensing satellite built by Bengaluru-based startup Pixel is among the payloads to be launched by ISRO rocket PSLV C-51 on 28th of February 2021. That's it from our side in this edition of KSG News. Stay tuned for more such short, concise and informative videos to help with your exam preparations.